Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here, and I have before you an M1 Carbine, and this is my newest investment. I bought it a couple days ago for $600, and with that, it had the gun, one magazine, one stripper clip, and spoon, and then it came with 7 boxes of these 30 carbines, and then I went and bought a couple more boxes for real cheap. But I came across this and I thought it was a really good deal, so I bought it. And it is used. It's a reproduction model made by Universal. And I was told it is a second generation Universal, and that's the safety check right there. And the magazine release is right here. It came with a 30 rounder. I'll probably buy some 15s and maybe another 30. And then let's see. The safety's right here, and I don't know if you can see, but there's a green dot right here, which means safe, and then you flip it up, and then you have your red dot for fire. And the rear sight is not original. It is a Williams sight, and it's adjustable for elevation and windage. And the original M1 carbines would have had a peep sight on the back, and I guess whoever owned this before me didn't like having peep sights, so they replaced it. So I don't know, we'll see how this works. I may go back to a peep sight, I may not. I'm not really much of a person to change up his guns very much. I'm not even a big fan of scopes myself. But probably if I do anything to this gun, I would replace the rear sight, maybe, and then maybe put the sling and oiler on it, just so I can carry it. But I don't know. So it came with one stripper clip and one loading spoon, and this stripper clip is broken. It doesn't have the tab on the top to keep it in, but oh well. I ordered about 50 more of these stripper clips and then one more of these for about $15 on eBay, and they hold 10 rounds each. And let's see, I can demonstrate how this works. I'm sure most of you know how it works, but might as well put it in the video. So you just slip it over your magazine like this, and then just push them on in. And it makes loading really easy. So that's why I bought 50 more of those clips, so I can reload my magazine a lot faster. And I'll probably, like I said, I'll get some more magazines. That way I can just have them all loaded, go to the range, and then have fun. Now I'm not going to put that one in the gun since it's loaded. But yeah, I'm going to take this gun out in about 2 days, hopefully do some shooting videos. Hopefully it's not raining, and hopefully there's not too many people out at the range, because I don't really want to make a video if there's a lot of gunfire going on. But just give you a little history on this gun. This gun came out in the 1940s for World War II, and it was basically a gun so that like paratroopers and basically anybody that didn't want to haul around the big M1 Garand they could have a gun, and it's pretty effective. This obviously is not one of the ones that was used in World War II because it's a reproduction. But when they were made by like, I don't know, 12 or 15 different contractors, and all the parts were interchangeable. So what I've heard was that back in those days when they had guns, when they had these guns in the military, that like the receiver would be made from like Winchester, and the stock would be made from like IBM, and it was just all sorts of different parts put together from all the different contractors. At least that's what I've heard. I'm no expert on how these were made, but I've also heard that when they first came out for the military, that they made in just a few short years, they made about 6 million of these, and went out to all different branches of the military, and they had different versions of them too. They had one with pistol grip stock or a pistol grip, and then a folding stock for like paratroopers, so that they can be more compact. And the M1 is the semi-automatic version, which is what this is. And then they had the M2, which came later on, which was the select fire, so you could shoot it in full auto. And the reason they did it like that was because they needed the guns. They needed the guns right away, so they settled for the semi-automatic version first, which was the M1, and then they went to the M2 and mixed them all in together. So you have the M1, which is semi-automatic, and the M2, which is select fire. And then there was the M3, which I think was an M2 with a night scope on it. And those weren't as common, I don't think. But they were all good guns for back in the day, back in World War II, and they were used in the Korean War and the Vietnam War, and they were used by various different like police officers and militaries from our allies up until just a few years ago. So it's a pretty good gun for as far as military and all that goes. Because if it wasn't a good gun, they obviously wouldn't have used it for so long. And I also like how it's got how the action is just like the Grand and the M14. They were all their actions for semi-automatics were the same back then. Sorry, my phone's going off there. But this is a nice little shooter. It's definitely a lot cheaper than the original gun I was going to get next, which was a 44 Magnum lever action. So it was about, I don't know, $100 cheaper to buy this than the lever action. Plus it came with 7 boxes of ammo, so that's pretty much $300 worth in free ammunition. Plus the ammunition is a lot cheaper to buy in general, because I bought 1 box of that for $30, and when you compare that to 44 Magnum, the 44 Magnum was about $45 a box when I bought that. So I have a random box of 44 Magnum that my friend let me shoot through his gun. So I still have some of that, and I'll just keep that until I get a 44 Magnum. But anyway, that's my review of the M1 Carbine. Subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe.